believe it, ladies and gentlemen? Here we are making a video on a Wednesday. This is not Rogue Actions. Rogue Actions is going to be tomorrow. And today's video is going to serve as a channel update for all of you on kind of what to expect from the channel going forward. We're figuring a few things out. I've done a couple of these channel updates as my schedule has just completely changed as I have become a full-time therapist in my real life. Finding time for YouTube has been significantly more complicated than it used to be, my friends, and that's okay. I'm still here. We're still going to figure a few things out. And then also, I want to talk about the Profundity, whatever you're calling this thing. The kit reveal was yesterday, of course. I am not going to re-kit reveal you. I just want to pull out a few things that I am particularly excited about and a couple things I'm a little less excited about. And also answer the question, is it worth the farm now that we've seen the kit? Pretty much a lot of you are going to be deciding between the Profundity or Jabba the Hutt. If you can go for both, more power to you. But for most of us common folk are picking one or the other, and the advice pretty much pervasively has been go for the Profundity. Is that still the case? We'll answer that here at the end of the video. But first and foremost, a channel update. Here are a couple things I can tell you guys that you can expect going forward. And before I get into that, I also just want to thank you. A lot of people have left this channel recently because of the decreased pace of videos, and it's really sad to see, and I totally understand it. But for those of you who are watching this video that are still here, I want to thank you guys for your continued support. It means a lot to me that even though the pace of videos has changed, the style has changed, there's been change, and it's been necessary. It's important for me to live my life, obviously, but I still really care about this community, and for those of you who still stick around, I just high fives. Thank you very much for continuing to support this channel and being around here. I do plan on making videos a little bit more as time goes on. We've kind of dialed way back, but here's what I'm expecting to see going forward. Heinze and I have worked out that Rogue Actions from now on is probably going to be dropping every Wednesday. We did change the intro of Rogue Actions to say every week because there are going to be days that changes. We've been unpredictable, but we do want to have at least some kind of predictability there. And so I would plan probably on seeing that on Wednesdays going forward. And then stream-wise, for those of you who love to come to the Cubs fam and hang out on our Grand Arena streams, my goal is to bring you guys at a minimum 2 streams a week, one on Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is going to be immediately following Heinze's stream. So if you follow Heinze's streams, you can just stick with him. Come over to my channel when he is done, and we will do our Grand Arena on Thursday mornings and Monday mornings. Now, that middle round of GAC is always going to be a variable for me. Saturday mornings are family time, and Friday nights are family time. And so that middle stream, I'm not going to commit on bringing that to you every week, but I will try. And so stay tuned. Some weeks we'll probably get it. Other weeks we probably won't. I can tell you right now, this week we won't, but we will definitely have that Thursday stream tomorrow morning. So stay tuned for that. So again, just to kind of rehash that, Wednesdays, Rogue Actions, Thursday stream, Monday stream at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then I will try to squeeze in as much as I can beyond that. But for now, I probably wouldn't expect much more than that. My focus needs to be on my career as a therapist, building that practice and all of that. So anyway, enough of that stuff. Let's talk about the Profundity. I don't know about you guys. So I saw a little bit of criticism about this fleet. A lot of people are maybe not so sold on this being a great ship. I think you're crazy. I think the ship is specifically engineered to counter the Executor in many ways. And in my personal assessment, this is absolutely worth the investment based on the kit language. Now, there's a ton of variables that we're going to need to see. Like, for example, what's going to be the difference between that 4-star ship and that 7-star ship? What is going to be the difference between the fleet compositions and things like that? It looks like the Outrider is going to be a big part of this. Red 5 is bound to come at some point. Is Red 5 going to be integral to the success of this ship? I personally think Red 5 might be a Home 1 ship, and we might be seeing the fleet right now, but you never know. But just in the kit language itself, there's a couple things that stand out to me right away as Executor counters. First and foremost, this, let's talk about speed first. So in this unique, the Profundity is going to gain 10 speed at the start of the battle for each dark side enemy, which includes the capital ship. So that's plus 40 speed. Now, I do understand that the Profundity has a base level speed of 160. So this means that we are going to start the battle with 200 speed. Executor sitting here, 194. So we will get that first turn, in theory, with the Profundity, assuming you're going up against Executors. Now, interesting counter that I'm thinking of already is maybe you'll see Executors placed on defense in Grand Arena with just one light side ship in the front, which obviously you get the Razor Crest up there, and immediately that's going to knock 10 speed off, and the Executor will be faster. And so if you're not getting that first turn, how much of a difference will that make? That could change the course of the battle quite a lot. But that said, this second special, I think, is really notable. Anybody who has countered the Executor over and over and over again, what is one of the biggest things you need to do? Get Xandu Blood out ASAP, assuming he's in the opening fleet. And the hardest part about taking care of Xandu Blood is that stealth. And so what you're kind of doing is you're in a position where you're rolling the dice, hoping to high heaven that you get that mark when you call in Geonosian Spy, that mark will land on Xandu Blood. Then you can delete Xandu Blood and the counter goes much smoother. This is not going to be as much of an issue because we are going to be dispelling Advantage Stealth Tenacity up from all non-rebel enemies. That's just boom. That's going to affect Xandu Blood right away. And if the ship is fast enough, that is going to lead to a lot of damage on Xandu Blood pretty quickly. So that is something that I think is specifically engineered to counter those Executor fleets, and also not just counter them, remove some of that RNG necessary to counter the Executor, which in my view, I don't want a counter that is RNG heavy. I want a counter that is reliable, and that spells, at least one step towards reliability. Finally, one thing I want to highlight is the shield disruption, which disrupts that protection. That is going to be huge for countering Houndstooth, which is, I mean, how many times have you been in the middle? How many times have you been in the middle of that Executor mirror match or Malevolence counter or whatever you're using to beat Executors, and you just get stuck behind Houndstooth? It is the worst. Or you're just basically sitting there waiting until the Malevolence can use its ultimate ability, wipe out that shield. This is going to help quite a lot with that as well. And so I'm seeing a lot of potential uses against the Executor. I know there's a lot more in here. Those are just a few that I felt like highlighting. Now, a couple things that make me eye roll a little bit. The ultimate ability, look, it's cool. I think it's lore appropriate. It's kind of funny and gimmicky, but we're deleting a capital ship again, essentially, without deleting it. We're effectively removing the capital ship from the battle. Is that what's next? What when we get to our next capital ship that comes in, what trumps getting rid of a capital ship? Like, isn't there something other than just having the capital ship removed from the field of play that is going to make an ultimate ability worth it? Because now we have two ships in a row that effectively do this. And I do think something else that's notable is I do think that the Profundity will probably be able to do this pretty reliably before the Executor pops off, but we'll have to wait and see in battle. So that's just one kind of eye roll. I don't think it's a huge deal, but I saw that and I was kind of just like, I don't know. I don't know. But other than that, there's really not a ton of complaints here. I would really like to know how Red 5 is going to fit into this equation. I'm not exactly sure what to expect from Red 5 or if we're even going to get Red 5. I know we've talked about this on the channel, but I know we've got obviously a puzzle coming up from Crumb, which I think is coming next month. I don't know exactly when. Could that be Red 5? I think that would be kind of the most predictable puzzle in the history of all puzzles if it did end up being Red 5. So I kind of anticipate if Red 5 is coming to the game, I really don't think it's going to be the puzzle. I think we're going to hear about that here within the next few weeks. And, but is it going to be crucial for the Profundity? I don't 100% know. But by and large, excited about the Profundity. I'm glad I'm farming it. I still think that the Profundity is the surefire best bet to farm over Jabba the Hutt. So if you're questioning that right now after you read the kit, maybe you're I would 100% still recommend going after this Profundity. Even if it isn't the most reliable counter to the Executor, which I think it will be, but even if it isn't, it's definitely going to be better than the other ships at play. And if you don't have the Profundity, it's going to really, really affect you in Grand Arenas badly. Whereas not having Jabba the Hutt, I don't think will be quite as big of an effect on those Grand Arenas. So anyway, let me know what all of you guys think about the Profundity. I'd love to hear from you. And any thoughts on the channel update that I gave as well. Happy to hear those. And for those of you, I know some of you guys are frustrated with the decreased pace of videos. I hate it. It sucks. I want to be here more. Obviously, my priority does need to be with my career, which is now as a therapist. And so, again, once again, for those of you who are being patient with that, I just want to say I love you. Thank you so much for hanging out here on the channel. I love everything that we've been able to build here, and it's, you know, it has legitimately been very tough for me to kind of see a lot of that fade a little bit as I haven't been able to be a full-timer anymore. But there's still a lot of Cubs fam still to go around. And so for those of you who are still here, I love you for it. And we're going to still make content. Even if it looks a little bit different than it has in the past, we're still here. And we're going to keep covering this awesome, amazing mobile phone game known as Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'll see you tomorrow for Rogue Actions. And as always, my brothers, don't forget.